Okay, so here we go. I've been reading the comments, you guys. You guys are fired up about this offensive line, and rightfully so. So here it is. The Chicago Bears, they are shaking up this line, and it's looking like Matt Pryor is going to get the start at right guard. This might be a very good thing indeed. And I'm filming on vacation up in northern Michigan, Mackinac Island. No cars, only horses allowed. Just absolutely beautiful here. If you ever make it to Michigan, this place is incredible. So anyways, on the Chicago Bears football, I was watching some film from last week's game, and there was one particular play that Nate Davis, he actually absolutely missed 4 blocking opportunities on one play. He just ignored his guy plus a chip block to help Darnell Wright, ignored an opportunity to help out Shelton at center. Then at the second level, he just kind of ran around. It was maybe the worst play I've seen a guard ever partake in since I've been watching football, and that's over 40 years. So what do we have in Matt Pryor? This is a guy who is incredibly versatile, guys. Plenty of starting experience at both tackle spots and both guard positions. He also had most of his experience on the 49ers roster. That's never a bad thing, right? So a little note on the preseason, and yes, I fully realize this is against vanilla defenses. The games don't count. But with that, he looked really good against the Buffalo Bills specifically. He showed that he could hold blocks and move laterally. He could pick up stunts, and he's just a big man at 6'7", over 300 pounds. So you aren't going to see him pancaked. I mean, seriously, I cannot believe I even have to say that. But yes, we've had offensive linemen, our center, get pancaked. So leading into this game, Pryor was working a ton with the first-team offense. Just granted, it was on the other side due to a Tevin Jenkins thigh injury this week. But some of the best news of the week, that was when we were assured that Tevin Jenkins was going to play. So what I mean to get across here, this guy isn't just being thrown in cold. With the time missed by Davis in the preseason, Pryor, he got lots of playing time, and he's been fully integrated in practice this week. And Coach Flus is kind of saying as much here in putting Pryor in earlier this week, talking him up. And I'm going to go to this. Pardon me. I'm on vacation. I'm my own producer here. So Coach Flus, he says that Matt Pryor has really improved. Flus likes his work ethic and energy. Excited to see Pryor perhaps work in there with Nate, and that's on Twitter on Chicago Bears. So we have Nate Davis limited in practice all week with the groin, listed as questionable. It's not like he's shown a ton of willingness to play through injuries. I'm going to close this down. And yeah, my hope, Pryor just gets a start. He shows that a player not acting confused will be an actual benefit to this line at minimum. Flus employs these players in heavy rotation. Before the Bates injury, he was already out snapping his teammate by a wide margin. And Nate Davis, you guys know the Bears' regular starting right guard. He was very limited in practice throughout the week. He's listed as questionable to play on Sunday. Davis needs at the very least to be on a pitch count if he plays. And let's go by what Coach Flus has said. I mean, he was already signaling enough is enough on Davis's availability in the preseason. And let's go to this old quote. If a person's out for an extended period of time and the player that's in that position is playing very well at a starter level and doing a good job there, then you create the competition. You say, hey, there's a competition. People say you can't lose a job because of injury. I don't think that's true. I'd like to hear what he says if you can lose your job because of low effort, but that's just me. I think if the guy that's playing there gives our team a good look and a good benefit for him being in that position, then it's a competition, or the other guy could take it over. That's just not at guard. That's at all positions. So we're looking at this here. His inability to get into and or stay in the lineup, that's made his presence in the trenches a liability. I mean, if you look back at his time in Tennessee, he had some really good years there, a couple years that he showed that he was very talented, he was very skilled, but so much of the offensive line play is about 5 individuals playing as one unit. And a lot of that is availability. That's one of the difficulties in this preseason. And I guess Simply put, it's been challenging for the Bears to build continuity with Davis in and out of the lineup in the preseason and now showing low effort and looking confused. So I guess the question is, should the Bears start Matt Pryor over Nate Davis? He started out the week with Coach Flus saying that no changes were in the works, but I see with this most recent quote and kind of this growing injury with Nate Davis missing time, that might have actually given him the opportunity that he needs to kind of see what Matt Pryor can do on this line and not have egg on his face is making a mistake with Davis and keeping him in to start the season. So you could say, too, that some shifts are necessary. I mean, I'm not sure if I agree with that, but you could have Pryor stay at left guard. You could slide Jenkins to the right guard and then kind of roll with the lineup that features Braxton Jones at left tackle, Coleman Shelton at center, Darnell Wright still at right tackle. And that could be done until Davis is healthy or shows a little more effort. Ryan Bates comes off of injured reserve, but it could also mean we have a horse tour right next to me. This could also mean something as well. What it could mean is, this is just going to be the new normal. I would love to see Matt Pryor really ball out in this game now that he gets the opportunity. And if we look back at last year, when you had actually a competent player playing at right guard, man, this line was looking like one of the best in the league in the second half of the season. So I think the talent's here. This could be also showing some encouragement, some belief in Kiran Amagaje. He was our third-round pick this year. We've been kind of slow playing his development. He's had a pre-existing injury that we knew about when we drafted him. But right now, Matt Pryor is the swing tackle. If you see Matt Pryor bouncing in and taking Nate Davis's spot, if you see that actually happen and him being solidified as a starter, that could be Coach Flus telegraphing that, hey, Amagaje is looking great so far in practice now that he's fully wrapped up. He just had his first full practice this week without restrictions. If he is ramping up and if he's the talent that we thought that he was when he was drafted, we could be looking at an ideal situation, getting a better player to at least rotate in with Nate Davis and Matt Pryor. And also, I could see Amagaje becoming our new swing tackle. And then you have Larry Borum getting back healthy. Then you have Bates getting back in just a few weeks. He's on IR. We could end up with a lot of good choices on this line. Some rotations to take advantage of. And I don't think this is as bad as what everybody is thinking. And also the Bears are looking at really having a super soft schedule for the next 4 or 5 games. I don't believe that this should be panic. I do not believe that the season is sunk after week 2. I think this line is just going to need some growing pains. And allowing Matt Pryor to start this game is going to bring us towards a healthy situation on the offensive line. And at the very least, we get to see the results. You guys, by the comments, I do not have to tell you to send some. Bear down. It's nice to get on here while on vacation, but now I'm going to spend time with my family and look forward to the game tomorrow. You guys, I will talk soon, and bear down.